Hey there, it's Shannon. Welcome to Goodnight, a podcast where I say goodnight to people who have no one to say goodnight to, or no one good to say goodnight to, or you just want me to say goodnight to because you like it. Well, here I am. How was your day? Oh, my day was good. I'm learning to do life coaching, and right now I have 4 people that I'm working with. They're my guinea pigs. And I've really been enjoying it. I love figuring this out. It's a long-term dream of mine. I thought I'd be better at it right now than I am. So I'm being humbled to be a good student. And I'm really grateful for the people who are allowing me to practice with them. So they know who they are, so thank you. Well, tonight's episode is called Seriously Structured. And by serious, I mean when my body, soul, and spirit are all aligned and agreeing and in harmony and determined to accomplish something. This is unusual for me because I usually like variety and freedom. So when I switch into this structured mode, it's because I'm serious about getting something done. So tonight I'm going to share with you a few examples of times when I buckled down, created structure and process, and got super organized and made something happen in my life. The first one, I've got 7 examples in case you're running a tally mark or something. Okay. Number 1, when I went to Aquinas College for my undergrad, I researched when I got there on Every Day Was a Winding Road. I got there all the way around the mulberry bush, but once I got there and I decided, okay, I am doing this, even though I got dumped, even though it's a Catholic college and I'm not Catholic, even though it's a private school, but I got scholarships, for half of my my tuition was 100% paid for, but I had to pay room and board. So, okay, this is happening. So first thing I do, nerd out. I research. I've got back then the internet was new in 98. So I was getting the course catalogs and all the brochures, everything. I got all of that together and got books from the library and read and got ready for what is college like? What do I need? What do I need for a dorm room? What do I need for classes? When does it start? Making plans. So first I research everything and then I start making lists and putting things on calendars and notifying everyone. I understand I'm the point man of making this happen. So I made a college dorm checklist and then I went and got things. I'm sure my mom went with me on a few trips. I had my moving day plans, what time I needed to be there, so what I needed to leave, what could fit in my car. Details of it was a twin extra long bed in my dorm room, and what clothes could I fit. I had a closet and 2 drawers in my dresser that I shared with my roommate. Okay, so I could only fit so much in there. What kind of backpack do I want? My alarm clock, can it plug in? Should it be battery powered in case there's not an outlet nearby? What kind of shower caddy do I need to have? And flip-flops. Do you know what I mean? Total nerd.com here. And so when it's time to make something happen, I just start going organized nerd mode. Okay, and clearly I got to Aquinas and it worked, and I graduated in 3.5 years with honors, double major. Awesome. Good job. The second time where I've gotten seriously structured was when I went to South America with Joe. We got engaged there, but this trip to Guyana, South America was it a week or 2 weeks? I can't remember. Maybe a week during spring break in 2001. Yep. Once I agreed to go and I was I applied to go with this optometry group from Joe's college, then it's okay, this is happening. So then I research after I say yes. Apparently this is what I do. I'm like, okay, I said yes. What do I need to know? Lord bless me. So then I made a to-do list. What do I need to do to prepare? I needed to have vaccinations. I needed to make sure I had, that my passport was all updated, which it was because I had gone to Sweden in 98. So in 2001, I was still good. I had to there was classes I had to take to learn their culture and to learn the basic, like what I'll be doing on the trip, the optometry things to help the group. And then also I just thought, what do I need to do personally? So I created I would go to bed at 10 every night, wake up at 6 in the morning. I'd spend time with God every morning because I felt like I had to like spiritually prepare to go there. And then also physically prepare. So I started working out in the mornings after I spent time with God. I would work out in the mornings, and because I knew that like there might have been a lot of walking back and forth, or I didn't know what. I just thought my body should be strong for going to this different climate and everything like that. And everything went great. I made some really good friends because of that trip, and one of the optometrists on the trip, he introduced us to his friends, Mr. and Mrs. Miedema, who had us house sit for them in their beautiful Martha Stewart house for 9 months while they were on a mission trip to Haiti. So like good things came from that, and Joe and I got engaged. So, and that summer we got married. So it was a very good trip. And even though there was a couple of times it was scary there because there was some political unrest in Guyana when we were there, but I really was able to like draw on my faith and like stay in peace to be like, Lord, you surely wouldn't send me here for me to get kidnapped or killed, or for to be find myself in the middle of a riot or anything like that. So that went really well. The third example I have to share with you is when I did Body for Life, which is like a workout and eating program. I did this when I was 24. When I was in grad school, I worked at a gym. I volunteered at a pregnancy resource center. I also worked part-time at a manufacturing automotive company doing just secretary work. And I was married. We had a house. We had a puppy. And as part of my job doing billing at the gym, I got free membership to the gym. And my boss one day asked me, how much protein do you eat in a day? I was like, what? What are you talking? What's protein? She was like a bodybuilder and what are those Iron Man runners? Or do you know what I mean? Like she was totally into it and she owned the gym. So anyway, she was flabbergasted that I had gotten this close to her gym facility without knowing what protein was. So anyway, she said, hey, we're doing this Body for Life program. Here's what it is. Here's the book. Why don't you read it through, see what you think? I was like, okay. So I again went back to my going to bed at 10 p.m., waking up at 6 a.m. I planned my workouts, my workout time right at like 6 when I woke up, planned all my meals, which was a lot of like repeating meals, but I got plenty of protein. I got my workout clothes together, shoes, socks, like I got all the materials. I did my research. What do I need? What's the plan? And then I would just like plug and play and just keep it as simple as possible and repeat. So that totally worked for me. And I want to say in 8 weeks, I went from like a size 8 to a size 4 to 6. I was in the best shape of my life, and I'd never lifted weights before. And I I'm not a good athlete in like growing up, so I didn't really think I could do that. But standing in one place and lifting heavy things, I am very good at that. And my body responded so happily because I was giving it the right things, and I was busy, so I didn't have a lot of time to put it off or lollygag. It was like I just had to get down to business, and like 6 a.m. is my time to do this, and then I shower, and then I start working. So honestly, being busier at that time helped me stay more structured because I could only do what works, and I didn't have backup time. So that was really good for me. Another time, the fourth example is when I sell a house. I get very structured when I'm like, okay, no, this is happening. All right, I've got things on the calendar. I'm deep cleaning. I'm decluttering. I'm communicating, over communicating to people. I'm planning the house showings. I'm moving the resources, like finding the lease or finding the place, checking them out, getting the lease, contacting utilities, the U-Hauls, and I have like master lists by day, by room, morning, evening, who's doing what. I can go extremely detailed, and we just moved again for the like second time in a year, so I'm becoming quite good at this. I can just pull that out. The fifth time where I got seriously structured was high risk pregnancies and the NICU. This one is the graduate level of seriously structured, because there's literally only so much you can plan for with those sorts of situations. So when I was pregnant with the twins in 2018, once I found out it was twins, and there are no twins in my family or Joe's, so I first did my research. I read a 500-page book on twins. The only chapter I skipped was fraternal twins, because mine are identical. I watched YouTube videos and just like educated myself on what's different about being pregnant with twins and taking care of infant twins and raising them so that they each feel like they have their own individuality, but you're also respecting that they are a twin. So I educated myself. What do I need to do the best job of growing them that I can control? And that was high protein foods. So I discovered double cheeseburger with bacon and fried egg and like avocado. And I was really loving that part of it. Let's see, I had to be on bed rest. So I had to make plans for other people to do things on my behalf, which is a little bit hard for me, but I really just had to surrender, I just had to surrender to, this is happening to me. I can only control what I can control. And then once the twins were born, there was 8 weeks in NICU. And so how I held it together with that was every morning I'd wake up, I'd spend time with God first. I'd snuggle Ada, who was 1 at the time, make sure she got time first thing. Got ready, cried all the way to NICU. When I got to NICU, I'm holding the twins together in my arms as much as possible, talking to them, rocking them, taking care of them, changing their diaper, learning how to feed them when they could start taking a bottle. I'm eating good, and then I'm pumping in the back. And then I cry all the way home and then spend time with my family, go to bed. And so my days had structure like that, where I was giving everything I could give to everyone who needed it as best I could every day, rinse and repeat. And God was faithful, and Joe was a wonderful zone defense partner. He had all the kids at home while working, and I'm doing this. So it was, to me, that it was like only so much structure I could create, but what I could create, it was mine to create and to stay in faith. So that was how that was. And then the sixth example is this podcast. First thing again, research. How do you make a podcast? Find a microphone, which I'm hooked up to right now. Then find a place to record here at the cottage and write at the coffee shop. I created this show sheet where I write all my notes here that is scribbled on everywhere. And then I do the thing and repeat and repeat and repeat. And so that's, once I get serious about it, I start making a structure and a process. So then coaching, which I am baby new learning at. So I'm researching, how do you coach? Rereading the books I got in 1997 about coaching. I created a brainstorming of how can I be helpful? Like, what is it that I have to offer that I do know about? And then creating a 12-week program, making worksheets, gathering the links, and then practicing and learning and getting feedback so that I can get better. So, today I made a worksheet for my program, and it was so fun. It was, who was I? Who am I now? And who am I becoming? And it's so simple, but it's so powerful. because I think, and no one else has that answer but you. And I created that in like 5 minutes. I mean, it's not that complicated, right? But have you ever stopped to think about that? Like, who were you in the past? Like, who were you known for, or like a reputation you got, or being like, who did your family or friends or teachers or whatever say you were, but maybe you really weren't, like, or who you used to be, how you've grown and who you are now. That's acknowledging that you've changed. And then who you're becoming is looking ahead to be like, yeah, I still got more growing to do. And I'm looking ahead to where I want to go, and that you're not stuck, and you have power to change yourself in your life just based on, it begins like with your thoughts, just with your vision of where you think you're going, and then looking at the difference between who you were and who you want to be. Hopefully you're somewhere in the middle of that progression, but like, it's possible. And hopefully every time you stop to like ponder that or think about that, or hopefully do that worksheet, it's a different answer, because you're either reconciling the past in that story and narrative in a different way, or you've grown, or the things that were 3 months ago you said, here's who I'm becoming, maybe you've already started becoming that now, and that's your present. And then you're just keeping looking forward. So sorry, I'm getting into worksheet land right now, but I was really excited about that. And I think simple things that have no wrong answer, that only you know and you're the expert on it, I think are powerful tools for everybody to stop looking outside of yourself for other people to tell you who you are. Because like, only you know that, like you and God, or only you two know that for sure. So, well, anywho, that's my story about being seriously structured. Thank you for being here still. You're so sweet. Well, anyway, all right, let's pray. Lord, thank you for this process, Jean, that I can rely on to make my goals happen in real life. I see that I've leaned on structure for so many major dreams coming true for me. You made us all differently, and Lord, so I pray that you'd help everyone listening see what gifts you've given them to make things happen in their lives. I love you, and I thank you for your goodness and your direction and your faithfulness and your loyalty, Lord. Please watch over everyone tonight as they sleep, and guard them as they dream, because you love them beyond measure. You always want me to remind them of that, and myself. And I pray in Jesus' name, amen. All right, it's that time. Sweet dreams. Good night.